and it's now time for our discussion. And today we are looking at the future of short films in Ghana. And to help us have that discussion, we have Egan. I want to get the name correct. Evan Egan, who is the founder and executive director of Accra Indie Film Festival, and also Nelson Nate, who is also the founder of Alewa Festival, Alewa Film Festival, right? Or
Festival of Arts.
Festival of Arts.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us on the Table of Life.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Festival of Life.
Yes, it's huge. It can have almost everybody on
Awesome.
on here. So yeah, we call it the Table of Life. And how are
Brilliant.
you doing? How's the year been for you so far?
So far, so good. 4 months gone.
Yeah.
I'm doing equally good. I think the year for Accra Indie Film Fest actually started somewhere last year, October. So it's been tiresome. It's been work on the round, and we're getting prepared for the 5th edition of the festival. So yeah.
Okay. And to talk about the future of short films in Ghana here, we need to acknowledge these guys seated right here. And hence, I mean, they've started from somewhere that to ensure that short films have a future in Ghana here. So let me start with you, Evan. Tell us how the whole Accra Indie Film Festival started for you and the progress so far.
It actually started for all of us, not just me, for the team, for the country. When I first attended a film festival in Burkina called FESPACO, which is like the biggest film festival in Africa. It's in Burkina Faso. So I was just really surprised that, there is like a very big platform created for films and film activities in a country like Burkina, which we do not even so much consider when we're talking about African cinema. So I felt like, okay, now that we're in Ghana, especially, but that's bigger, feature films, everything inclusive. So when I came back, considering the fact that we needed a space that was that active, as well as the cry of emerging filmmakers not having much opportunities, and also the fact that we still even complain that the main industry or the mainstream industry is lacking because we see the same faces, the same people all the time. But if we do not like that, where do we need to start from? We need to start from a base where it's more conducive for young and emerging filmmakers to grow from and be able to now, the moment you see their feature films, they don't look amateurish, they're well-groomed before they get there. So why don't we create a film festival solely for short films, for emerging filmmakers as well, to provide that enabling environment for them to grow organically. And by the time they are ready to put out their feature films, everybody loves them. So that was actually the reason why we started the Accra Indie Film Fest. And
and for you, Nelson, what about you? I mean, Alewa, why the name Alewa?
Okay, thank you. To start with, we are not so much into films or screen now, but we are more into theater. But still, film is still in theater because there are some productions we do. There are productions we do. Our last production at National Theatre, Sweet Nonsense, I don't know if any of you saw it. There was a film component in there. Because there's some flashbacks we had to film and at the point insert them and all that. So we do that. But to your question in Alewa, everybody knows Alewa. If you're Ghanaian, you get the point. Yes. So I some time back, about 2017, I wanted to come up with something. I love art in general, so I wanted to come up with something. But I didn't want to limit myself to just theater or painting or something. So okay, let me create that platform that anything art will be there. So we decided to come up with the Art Festival, which has been running for the past 6 years. We had our 5th anniversary last year at the National Theatre. So Alewa, because everybody knows Alewa. Only the DBs may not know Alewa.
I'm sure they know. I mean, they know the Alewa. DBs are part of.
They probably have heard about it, but they don't know what it is like.
But when it comes to the Ghana movie industry, there are some challenges. They talk about distribution, sales, even not enough cinemas to screen their movies and all that. Do these challenges apply to short films?
I think short films do have their own unique challenges because, first of all, I think short films primarily do not have major or mainstream commercial value. So what happens is that you just use that as a major position for you to grow. And the reason why it's very essential at that point in time of the career of emerging filmmakers is because it's not as expensive as feature films are. Also, because it's a playing ground, you haven't collected loan from anybody who is hustling you, how you're going to pay the money back. So you're thinking more creatively to be able to just master the art of filmmaking in that process. Also, it just gives you an opportunity for you to be able to, when you have that short film, of which, I mean, Whiplash, if we know Whiplash, before Chazelle made the feature version, he didn't have money, so what he did was that he just took a scene out of the entire whole piece, shot it as a short film, submitted it to Sundance, won Best Director, got funding to produce a feature film. So this is some of the things that it gives you. But then again, it's quite challenging because now you have very limited time to compress all your ideas into still telling a meaningful story. And so you need to be extra creative, I think, to be able to tell a short film. And if you're able to do that, trust me that everybody who watch a short film and love it will be looking forward for your feature film.
Okay, and when it comes to these challenges, are there institutions or organizations set up to address these when it comes to short film? Because it looks like we are new to it. A lot of people do not even have an idea that we do short films in Ghana here.
Yeah, it is. And even we as a festival that's just trying to champion the relevance of short film in the growth of the emerging filmmakers' career as well as the industry is so challenging because it's not even necessarily organizational support, but even the people that are making the film themselves, some do not really understand how essential short films are. So we need to go extra mile to convince them that this project that you're working on, thinking it will be good for you as a feature film because you want to break box office records and all of that, why don't you start from somewhere and then go through the process? So it's everybody's job to be able to now come to realization that filmmaking is a process. It's a science. We need to understand the process so well before we jump into mainstream, else we might be making mockery of ourselves because it's not everybody that get opportunity.
Before I come to Nelson, I see that anytime there is a short film from Ghana, it gets to be nominated outside.
Yeah.
It looks like when you shoot your film, it's more for like international purposes. Because do we even have awards scheme in Ghana here that recognizes short film makers and all that? Do we have something like that?
No, I mean, I think globally there's not so much like a bigger market for short films. So, I mean, it's not unique to us as Ghanaians. But it's amazing that short films, because of the way they are and outstanding that they become, it's more interesting and it's also arty, if that makes a lot of sense. It's arty, and I mean, when you go to cinema to go show your film, that's so artistic. People just came to relax, have fun, and not chill out, and they did not come to think too much. But then again, it's very interesting when these films get into international film festivals. Yeah. It gets the opportunity for people who are so much interested in the art of filmmaking to now have conversations about your film and want to, I mean, they will just talk about your film because there's something interesting. It could be the cinematography, it could be the story, it could be one kid acting with no acting portfolio, being amazing, and that's what is going to win you the award. So most of the times there's more opportunity in the space of festivals, and that's the reason why we even came like, okay, film festival culture wasn't like a big thing in Ghana, so why don't we now start? More will be coming. There was already one in existence. We came in, fully concentrated on short films. There could be more that will concentrate on other things. And then the conversation about the importance of even film festivals in the creative space will keep growing.
Okay. For the benefits of our conversation and our viewers out there, I think that we'd have to do a breakdown of what a short film is.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, people were to, someone would just think it's a short, like it's short.
It's a short film.
So,
yes.
but I'm sure there are
how short is the short?
Yeah.
So if you could just take us through what is considered a short film and maybe any other characteristics of what a short film should be like.
Okay. So, I mean, primarily the major title being a short film is because of the duration. Okay. Right? We used Oscar's criteria of what short film is supposed to be, which they give you a duration of 40 minutes. But then again, there's a popular saying that the shorter your film, the better.
Better.
The reason is that there's something we call programming festival, which is based on the time frame we have for the festival itself and the number of people we want to give opportunity to. So if your short film, even though we are set 40 minutes, if one person's short film is 40 minutes, it means the film, before it can be selected, needs to be extra, extra good. If not, a short film or number of short films that are 10 minutes and equally good as yours will get opportunity and yours will stay out. So primarily, the major characteristics of a short film is the duration of it. Exactly. And then, I mean, it comes with other things regarding it being inexpensive, a space for you to just channel yourself, as well as just being a call card. But the major one is the duration. And even though globally, any film that is 40 minutes is considered as a short film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nelson, to you're worked on projects. I mean, as you were talking about, how does your Aliwa, right, capture all the arts, including, like you're saying, you're not really into the short film thing, but theater. How does it, illuminate it or bring it out for everybody to see with your festival?
All right. So first of all, I started from film. Okay. I started sometime back chasing.
As an actor?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Of course, as an actor, auditions here and there, going left, right, center. But when I got into University of Ghana, I started visiting the School of Performing Arts. I didn't read theater though.
Okay.
But when I started,
I did.
interesting. I didn't read theater. I didn't read anything art, but my heart was there. So almost every time I go there, and I knew I could do theater. So theater was my thing, but I didn't want it. I appreciated the other art forms, even though I can't draw. I love it. So why will I push what I can do and leave the other one out? Yeah. So art in general, I love, and so at every point in time, we try to put everything together. So one key thing or some few things that really run through, you come to Aliwa Festival of Arts, there's poetry there. So if you come there and you're a lover of poetry, you are going to enjoy that spoken word moment. Okay. You enjoy some music as well. Comedy. We run stand-up comedy. So show starts, we do about an hour stand-up comedy, running back to back. I mean, all the comedians of Obi, Lexi, Clemento, all of them will be there. So we have stand-up comedy, and we have comic acting as well. So we do comic acting. There are some of our stories that are, it's comedy. The genre is comedy, and we have the stand-up comedy as well. And again, there are some of our stories we bring in the film. So you could see that it brings all the art forms together. Before the show starts at the lobby, you get live paintings, you get body paintings, you get people displaying and exhibiting their work. So we are giving that platform for all artists to come out with their works and to show to the world. Because this one thing I noticed, a lot of people have the craft with them, but they don't have the opportunity to bring it out. On my way, I had to get a shave before coming. I got to the barbering salon and I saw something on the wall.
Was it that
please, who did? Who did? Oh no, it was a live kind of a painting trying to design it. The salon, no. So with his own paint, trying to design. So I asked, who did this? There are two barbers over there. Who did this? So he pointed the other guy. I was like, oh wow. So such a person has that with him or her, but has no opportunity to showcase it. So those small opportunities we have, let's bring those people nobody knows about, nobody cares to. No Instagram page to follow, no Facebook to know, no Twitter, but the person has got it. Give them that platform. Maybe somebody comes to my show, sees that work, decides to pay for it, or help him or her grow the venture. So what we are doing is we are using that platform to promote every art form, but just that you can't jack of all trades, master. So now the focus more is like, okay, go more with theater, and bring the other ones along. We started with theater stage production and Robin stand-up comedy, which has taken very firm grounds with the production and music as well. So as we go on, we can get that collaboration
Yeah,
working with
of course,
AIF.
of course,
I mean,
of course.
to get things done
Of course.
very well.
Great. Okay,
Right.
Helen, come
I
in.
mean,
and then-
early on, you were talking about creativity and all that, but do you think that the Ghanaian maker of short films is creative enough?
Yeah.
Do you think we have a lot of creativity? Because you see, I can give you an example in recent times where we've seen people who more or less like go for other films that we've already short films that have trended out there, and then they just change something
Tweak it a
bit,
little.
right? And then they give us almost the same storyline. Are we being creative as Ghanaians, especially with short films?
I'm actually right now looking for something to read it for you.
Okay.
And it's amazing you just asked this question because this is one of our jury members from Uganda and watched all the films and then came out to me saying, I just wish I can see that right now. I just wish I can see that right now.
Yeah,
I just
right.
wish.
Okay.
I just wish I
So
can see that.
Nelson can answer that, and then when
Yes,
you
but I
done
mean,
with it-
I just wish so that I can
So you
read
can keep on
exactly.
searching.
No, you can just
search,
Google
and then
that.
Nelson,
tell
He
us.
said,
yeah.
he said, my
Okay.
man, I don't know who else did the better animation. I don't want to mention animation now, but it's been submitted as part of the submitted films that we have at the festival, and it's done by a Ghanaian. And this was, I don't want to mention because the person would think, oh, I'm
Yeah,
already
yeah.
inside. So who else did the better animation? But this titled animation film deserves an award.
Wow.
And this is a jury member from Uganda giving a commentary about a film project done by Ghanaian. And I know and I believe that we actually have that naturally with us, right? The only thing I think is left for us to be confident enough to tell our own stories because we have, I think there's been criticism that has over-compared us to be too perfectionist and that as a result do not even end up as making the film in the first place because we're thinking and already we are too critical and at the end of the day you finish making the film in your head, you don't like it, so you don't even do it at all. But one thing I know for sure that Ghanaian creatives have it, especially with the short films. And I will entreat you, I will invite you especially to come to the festival. We have something we call Open Air Cinema Experience as part of the festival, which we do for only short film produced by Ghanaians. The filmmakers will be there. You have conversation with them, and you get to know that the industry, as we term it, is dead. It is actually not dead. It's all our responsibility to come together to push the limelight for these people to get a shine and be confident enough to just keep producing.
But Nelson, you don't seem to so much agree with Are we feeling creative?
I would say it's kind of 50-50 to an extent. You see, Ghanaians are creative. Let's not take that away from. And I am more into others, like not just film. I've been involved in film in one way or the other. Not just film, comedy, poetry, and all that. Ghanaians are creative. Truth be told, sometimes money
I think we
brings
are
it
too
out.
creative. We even
You
think
see,
so much.
money brings it out.
Yeah.
It's about money.
Okay.
Metro, I knew Metro when Metro was at
Yeah.
the other side. Watch Metro on telling home and watch. Compared years back, you could see.
changes.
You could see
Yeah.
the changes.
Yeah.
Please, investment day inside. Truth be told, investment going.
Even this
So,
table is an
do
investment.
you get the
Right.
point? Money go inside. You get the point. So let's be frank. We are creative. Ghanaians are creative in our own way. We have our own. Certainly, we can't write songs like Indians. Indians can't write our kind of songs.
Of course.
Our location defines what we were blessed with.
Yeah.
Let's accept that. I want Ghanaians to appreciate Ghanaian creatives. What we have, let's appreciate it and let's invest in it. Because sometimes I have stories I want to tell. I watch AGT, BGT a lot. Times I'm watching and I'm like, oh, this thing, I have had it in mind to do this. Let me bring Blacko. When Blacko performed at Team Music with the rain kind
rain
of
and
thing,
all that,
Stormzy had done it some time back. So when I saw that Stormzy, I was like, I was writing a play. I was like, there should be rain falling on these people then. But the truth is, that part
you have
I'll be
money.
investing is like the entire production I'm doing. And so I'll just, because I'm not getting any sponsors, I'm not getting, so I'll scrap it and I'll focus. So you come and you may think that the guy is not creative enough. It's here, but
The money no
The
date.
money,
you
and
see
I
that
think
the
money
thing.
runs through.
Right, and it's a
like-
bit worrying
yeah.
because you see, just in recent times, we have Mimi who says it's not going to organize her awards again because there's no sponsorship and all.
Yeah.
And it's crazy if this is what is happening to our creative
That's
industry.
the truth.
So
What
it
can
looks
be
like
done? How can we get this
money is
sponsorships here and
affecting
there?
all the sectors in
Right.
Ghana here.
So
Music,
we do our best.
yeah.
We do our best. However, I mean, if there was money, there's a lot more we could do. So whether it comes to the film, and you see with film is expensive. Film is very expensive. Whether short or just getting a location. So even if you have to shoot within 2 or 3 days, and you have this actor or actress you want to bring on board, maybe the person is in Sunyani, getting a hotel for
They've
that
got to pay.
person, and I mean it's expensive. And maybe your budget's some 100,000. A young guy with 100,000, and there's no commercial thing you're going to do.
100,000. Hey,
What are you filming with?
I
But
mean,
then
no,
again-
I'm saying that,
100,000 for a short film.
bro. Let me tell you,
No,
some of the
but
things.
wait, are you shocked of the price
It's-
for a
No,
short?
No, I mean, I'm just
no.
thinking, okay, short film, so.
Like-
Okay,
Yeah.
so wait, let me bust your bubble.
you know,
Let you finish.
the point is, entertainment is expensive.
Yeah. But how much are you getting? How much?
Yeah, and the
Art
returns are
is-
so low.
Art is expensive.
Yeah.
Some people come for shows. One time, I mean, we closed from a show at EMA building, a comedy show.
Okay.
And someone like stand-up comedy there. They just came to stand, talk, and they.
Okay, Nelson, sorry to catch you. I'm going to go
No
for
problem.
this break. When we
Okay.
come back, you control with the story with that.
That's
and
fine.
Nelson,
I'll
Evan
pick
has
it up.
something
Evan,
to say.
yeah.
As we'll come in. So we are taking a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on Intimate Review. Welcome back. Welcome back from the break. We're still watching the TV. We're talking about short films in Ghana. Of course, we've got Evan, Egan, and also Nelson here with us. Nelson was making a point
All right,
before
so
we go for the break, so please continue.
You see,
Yeah.
a lot goes into theater and film. It's quite expensive. As I said, somebody comes maybe a stand-up comedy show and says that, oh, just a microphone and they are talking. What is it? The light setup, the stage setup. It's so expensive. And when you come to theater, I mean, it goes a step
Beyond that,
further.
yeah.
And I've not produced any film yet, but I know the money that
Very-
goes into it.
It's very.
You come for a small production like that.
Music video safe.
It's production at maybe you go to National Theatre. You can't go to National Theatre now and spend anything less than 100,000. National Theatre. I mean, the price alone for the building. So if you want to do about 2-3 days, I mean 100,000. So you get the point. There's a lot that props, costume. Remember, you are rehearsing for about 4-5 some
some
weeks,
days,
number
yeah.
of times and all that. Everything goes on. Publicity, market. I mean, look
Okay.
at the amount of
Okay, so
money
now I
that.
get it. Yeah.
So it's not just the production, but even just the production. Marketing. I mean, sometimes the media
Yeah.
helps with
Yeah.
some publicity. So, and if you have to pay for all of that, you can imagine. Do you get the point? So it's expensive. Art is expensive. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
very
Evan,
expensive.
let's talk about your amazing project, Identity Cocktail, and then the AIF Film
Film
Art.
Arts, yes.
Let's talk about that one. Tell us more.
So AIF Film Arts to us is part of the whole. I mean, Accra Indie Film Fest. We, apart from the film screening, we do a lot of other activities, trying to just build up these emerging filmmakers. But I think in 2021, this idea came like, okay, we've seen the way Ghanaians submit their films and what needs to be done about it. Also, even juxtaposing it with other international emerging filmmakers as well who submit their films to the festival. So that was idea that what more can we do to add value to these emerging filmmakers? That's when the idea of AIF Film Mart came in. And the Film Mart is more like a film market. So when you go to the market, you see a lot of things. If you want to cook jollof, there are a lot of things you put together to prepare that. The same way, if you want to make a film, there are people that you need to put together. So why don't you put these people together, train them, and then not just training them as a regular master class, but challenge them to produce a film with the knowledge and experience they've been able to gain within the workshop. So the first edition was in 2021, which we trained 6 emerging filmmakers, screenwriters, director, producer, cinematographer, editor, sound designer. After that, we gave them 48 hours. You write, you shoot, you produce, you write, you shoot, you edit, you submit within 48 hours.
Wow.
Yes. And they still were able to do something, right? And then the next edition, which was last year, 2022, we had the support from the British Council, and we were more also challenged to modify the program, which we turned it into a cross-country co-production between emerging filmmakers here in Ghana and screenwriters in the UK. So what we did was that we organized a session of screenwriting workshop in the UK for 10 emerging screenwriters. We selected 2 finalists whose screenplays were produced by the participating filmmakers here in Ghana. We did the same thing for filmmakers here in Ghana, selected 12 emerging filmmakers. We trained them, and after the 1-week program, we split them into 2 groups, each handling each of the screenplays from the UK. They produced it, amazing films, so they went through, they were lucky enough as compared to the earlier cohort. Last year, they had opportunity to now use 48 hours only for filming, and then we gave them like 2 weeks to do post-production and everything. The films were pre-screened at the British Council, premiered as part of the festival, and now have been submitted to other international film festivals as well. And this year marks the 3rd edition of the same program, of which it is where that I'm even coming from right now.
Okay,
because
so that's the Culture
today,
Connect, right?
So it was the film art, we modified it to meet the element of the Culture Connect, which we connected emerging filmmakers here in Ghana and screenwriters in the UK. And this year, we're doing the same thing, of which today is actually the 3rd day of the Ghana session of the incubator program, then this year we did not do Ghana, UK, we did Ghana, Uganda, Nigeria. So Nigeria is done with theirs, Uganda is done with theirs, and then it's time for the Ghanaians, which today marks the 3rd day of the incubator program, of which they just finished cinematography and sound, sound design with Jay Wells at the office. I just left them, and then, so it's ongoing. Wow. And it's been an amazing opportunity for them and for exploring the fact that they're cool work with other emerging filmmakers from different countries entirely.
I mean, this is beautiful. Yeah. The opportunities are there.
During the screening, amazingly, people were shocked that the films they watched were shot in 2 days.
2 days?
Yes,
wow.
They did that.
Nelson, what part did you play in this?
Okay, so Identity Cocktail is what we did. So we were kind of on the same... British Council had come up with something to help young creatives, emerging creatives. So I worked on a new narrative project. So there was a research conducted by the British Council, almost 100 and something pages document. Read a document and narrate, kind of bring it to life. Wow. A report says, kind of Prof. Rimpon's report. So now there's the report, bring it to life. And so we decided to use theater to bring to life. So this was it. They wanted to know the perception Ghanaians have about the people in the UK and what the people in the UK have about Ghanaians. There's some kind of stereotypical narrative we all have about each other, that kind of stuff. So it was such an extensive research. So they brought it up that they were looking for emerging artists to do it, and they were selecting 12 artists in all. So I was selected in Ghana, together with one other lady who did painting, plus other artists from Scotland, Wales, Ethiopia, Nigeria, other African countries for us to do. And we did theater. We did a play titled Black or White or Human. Black or White or Human. When you get to our face, so Black or White or Human. We did it at the British Council. And it came out so well. And after that, there have been a series of projects we do. It's more in line with heritage, Africanness, that kind of stuff. And that's what they appreciated. And we use our story to tell a global story. That's it.
So, Evan, I'm sure a lot of people are watching and they want to be part of this.
Yeah.
All this that is happening right now. How do they get to be part of it? Time is far gone.
Yeah,
so
I think the easiest channel is for them to follow our social media platform, just because everything we publish on our website go through our social media platforms. So we are very active. When you go there, you can see like over almost 1,000 posts almost all the time. So yeah, this year's edition of the festival is starting from the 31st of July to 5th of August. There's so much more we're going to do. There's so much we're going to do, even not just the festival, but some events leading to the festival, which we're going to do probably every twice every month before the festival. So you should just be looking out for them. And then if you want to be part of AIF Film Arts, probably you have to wait for us next year. It's very quite competitive, but just buckle your belt up and then, we can go in. Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Table of Life. We have been speaking to Evan Egan, who is the founder of Accra Indie Film Fest, and also Nelson Nati, who is with the
Alewa Festival of Arts. So that's
Arts.
let me put it that way. So that's our flagship event.
Okay.
So that we run, and it's every year. The last quarter of the year. That's what we get to run. But in the course of the year, we do other things. I mean, next week we have a comedy show coming up. I mean, it's comedy special. I mean, let me put yes.
Okay,
So
tell us.
outside the box, a comedy special by Kojo PJ. Last 2 weeks. Ojo, you might all know him, Prof. Lionel. So Ojo did it. And you see, we were discussing something about, you see, Ojo failed the Snap Cinemas.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we were discussing something. You see,
Yeah,
Ojo failed. So you see, please, on the 13th of May, outside the box, a comedy special by Kojo PJ at the Snap
Kojo
Cinema
PJ.
Inside the AMA building. Please come and support. We are going to. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for joining us here. Desi.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we'll bring them back again to have that
Let's do this
discussion.
again.